Gateway Gamers podcast.
Hello, welcome to Gateway Gamers Podcast. My name is Brian Marble, joined most of the times by my co-host RP. RP, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing well, all cleaned out, no
No illnesses, no ick,
colonoscopy,
no.
no nothing. So I'm feeling good, happy to be here. And your guests have been doing great. You've been doing great with the solo episodes,
Mm-hmm.
keeping the pod alive, keeping the fans entertained. So,
Mm-hmm. Keeping
you
my
know,
voice heard. They need to
yeah,
hear it.
yep,
So,
yes,
I think our last episode was the Halloween one.
yeah,
And
it was.
since then, we've actually gotten together, played a few games, actually a good amount of games that we haven't really been able to talk about. So,
Yeah, we've been lucky enough to see each other quite a bit the last couple of
mm-hmm.
weeks.
Yeah, we went up to mountains, Poconos
Yeah.
here in Pennsylvania for your co-host and our friend Shane's
Yeah.
bachelor party.
Hmm.
And we managed to sneak in a few games.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time playing like yard games and like those kind of party games, but we did get in a lot of rounds of Secret Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
We played Dark Side Rising, which was
Yeah.
a UK import, which was cool.
So
Thanks
what did
to
you think of that?
Shanks.
So we've covered the Thanos Rising. I've played the
We
Potter Rising, but we never really talked about it.
Well, when we did the Thanos Rising, we technically covered both on
Mm-hmm.
the episode. We talked about both. I still think Thanos Rising is the supreme talent.
Mm.
They're the same game. They're the
Yeah.
same game. There's really nothing different. They add ships, but the Thanos Rising has ships too.
Yes. So instead of the Fitty Gauntlet, what was it? It was like what were we trying to
Uh,
like
oh,
not
it was
keep
they
from
were
flipping?
planets.
It
So if they succeeded, in the Thanos Rising, it's like the Power Stone,
mm-hmm.
where here it's Alderaan, and if you succeed, the Death Star blows up the planet. Or if Vader succeeds, the planet blows up and flips,
Mm.
and then something happens. So instead of being Infinity Stones being captured, it's planets being destroyed by the Death Star.
Yeah, but it was essentially the same. Like you're collecting characters, collecting ships.
It was the exact same.
Yeah, so I mean, it's
Where I
for being
feel
a
like,
UK import. I'm kind
I,
of glad I never really chased it down.
yeah, and the bust is cool. I still think Thanos is the best one.
Mm.
And I mean, I feel like the Dark Side Rising adds a little bit of a different element. But the game was very hard. We did not win. Everybody was kind of defeated. And I didn't think the characters were as cool, like the main characters, like the four ones you start with.
Mm.
But yeah, no, it was fine. It was definitely a game that we played once. We tried to cheat a bit to help us, but we got obliterated.
Yeah,
Yeah, you didn't play with us, right?
I sat with you because at that I for Thanos Rising, I think you had the 5 player expansion, but originally it's only 4 player.
Oh, yes, that's right. Because the
Mm-hmm.
one from the OP sent us that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So we played that kind of a round of that. We played Blockbuster.
Yes,
Um.
Blockbuster's fantastic. Love that game.
Great game. Um. We played Werewolf, which was
Yes,
fun.
Werewolf. Yeah, we played Flux. We introduced our friends of Flux. That went
They
on
were.
forever.
I did
This
go on
is.
for a while. They kind of. Well, that was like the second day we were there, and everybody was just exhausted.
Hmm.
And but Secret Hitler was a real hit. I think we played that for like an hour and a half, 2 hours
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. That's not my favorite social deduction game, but when you can get like 10 players to like really lock in, it works
Yeah,
well. That's why I don't own that game because it's like the odds of getting 10
that
people
many
is so
people together.
rare. Where
Hmm.
Werewolf like it just works better with a small group as well as a giant group. Like it's just as much as I love like the idea of Secret Hitler, try to be
Yeah,
like, yeah, we're gonna play Secret Hitler. People are like,
yeah,
wait, what? Like I like that element of it, but it's you
yeah.
kind of it
We
just not having like a wild card element or have like powers in it, like just kind of
yeah,
makes it pretty generic.
and we haven't played that a game of that level since I think your bachelor party a
Yeah.
couple years ago. So I mean, how long ago was that? 4 years? 5 years
5 years
ago?
ago, yeah.
5 years ago at this point. So
Yeah.
it was nice to dust that off. Bob, co-host of previously recorded, Bob had brought that with him. I brought a bunch of games. They did not get played. The
Well, we brought
Blockbuster wasn't going on.
Barcadia, and that didn't get played
We
either.
Yeah, the fans, not the fans, our friends have been asking to play that game since we played it the first time, and we have not played it.
Yeah,
We played it with Bob once.
we played Bob once. It was as good 3 players.
No, it wasn't.
And then when we returned from there, you and I also had a bit of a game day.
Yes, yes, it
We
was very.
played some Marvel United,
Yep.
which we will save for another episode because the expansion that we played is too epic to speak of here.
Yes. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes.
But we will talk about that one in a future episode. I introduced you to HeroScape,
Yes.
which
Yes.
which we will also save. We played the game that we're here to talk about today, King of Tokyo Duel.
Yeah.
So you and I have covered King of Tokyo way back when, probably. I think it was a Black Friday, actually. I feel like it was a Black Friday episode.
Yeah. It was a year. It was definitely like the end of.
It was our first year, I feel like.
Was it our first year?
I
It's
think so. That
definitely.
was an early game.
Yeah, that
And
was.
then
We played that and like Machi Koro, right around the same
yeah,
time.
our
So
our lowest rated episode, Machikoro.
the
Um, and then
the episode got taken down.
I covered King of Tokyo Origins recently, which was kind of like their in Target cheaper box. And then I've played King of New York, which is kind of like a different variant of King of Tokyo. So the King of Tokyo line has become its own like IP and universe.
Yeah, I mean this is King of Tokyo Part 3 on here.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And then this is like kind of the new trend in gaming is like creating these 2 player smaller games. I know I feel like there's another game that just came out that was also 2 players, which I'm kind of into because that's our sweet spot, you and I. So
Yeah.
any 2 player exclusive game I'm kind of into. So King of Tokyo Duel kind of plays just like King of Tokyo. So if you know how to play a King of Tokyo, it's pretty much the same. It's Yahtzee style mechanics where you're rolling dice. You are able to manipulate the dice up to 3 times to get your preferred outcome. Just like the other King of Tokyo, it has a fist that you have to roll to hit the other player. It has hearts to heal yourself, and it has lightning bolts to gain energy cubes to buy cards. The difference for this one is the win mechanics, which you kind of enjoyed the variability in win mechanics.
hmm Yeah, so there was the way that you could win the game is that you could pull the pieces closer to the end for like immediate knockout, right? Or you had to
Yeah.
have them in like the light section. It did both pieces in the light section
Hmm.
to win, and that was an immediate win, which was a different and new style than what the first game had that I played. I didn't play King of Tokyo Origins,
Yeah, King
but
of
it
Tokyo
was.
Origins was it's the same game. It was just like scaled down.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
this had that element, like we've talked about it on here, the Harry Potter dueling
Yes.
deck builder, like
That.
the 2 player scaled down version of that reminded me a lot of that, where you have to move the piece kind of back
Mm,
as you face off against your opponent. And that's what kind of caught my interest about this game when you pulled it out on the table, because you naturally pulled it out as a King of Tokyo, and I was like, what the hell is this?
mm,
And but it was interesting. It was definitely an interesting twist and didn't feel just like a rebranded smaller version of the original game.
yeah.
It felt like a brand new game.
Yeah. The Harry Potter, what was that? Like dueling club,
Yeah,
right?
yep.
Yeah. So that is like basically what it kind of is. So
Which we've
like our
covered on
people.
here during our month of 2 player games.
Oh yeah, 2 player
Oh yeah,
games.
back in the day.
Um yeah, so as you were saying, the board itself you just put in between you two, and in the middle there's like on either side there's 2 like tracks going between us. It's like chaos or destruction, and then there's like popularity and fame. And then there's 2 like movers that are on each one. And then as you're playing on the dice, besides the fist, heart, and electricity icon or whatever energy icon, there's the destruction symbol, and then there's a popularity symbol. And you have to roll 3 of either one to move it one towards you, and then any additional one that you roll moves it more. So like RP was saying, you could pull one of them all the way to your side and it's a win, or you could pull both of them to like this designated area that's kind of like near each other, and that's a win also. So it was neat. It was neat to give like another option of not just beating somebody up, or I think in the original was just gaining popularity.
Yeah.
So it just gives like a nice difference. But
And you
honestly,
still,
it came down to just us killing each other. Like,
yeah, yeah, basically. I mean, you still get that the themes of like the King of Tokyo that you really like the clunky dice and
hmm
rolling of that, but a different component and a different way to enjoy the game,
yeah.
basically.
Some of the
Um,
another difference that they added, each character has its own power. So that's something in the original King of Tokyo didn't have. Every monster was the same, every monster had their own health, and then with expansions, they gave them kind of powers to make them different. This one has powers like built in. So if they roll, like if I'm Cyber Kitty and I roll two exclamation dice, you gain two energy. And then any
mhm.
additional exclamation dice is two more additional energy, which is fine. I think you
Yeah, I
played.
remember you being more like prepared because that was something that I wasn't like picking up on, and
hmm
um, I kept asking you questions while we were playing about it because you were prepared for the game or just understood it better than I did.
hmm which
It was
is
also the last game we
kind of what
played as a
happens.
day
Yeah.
too.
Like,
Yeah. Yes, yes, and that's why we tend to play things multiple times until I get it. But
hmm
yeah, no, it was I forget which character. Do you
you
remember
were
what
the
character I was?
alienoid.
Yes. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I thought the design was cool.
Yeah. And his power was if you rolled two exclamation points, you could
Yes.
change the symbol to anything.
Yeah, because I kept screwing this up. I kept
Yeah.
having to have you do it like you
Explain it
correct.
for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah,
explain it
so
to me
that
as if
was
I was
cool.
five. And I was like, you change this to
Now
anything.
Now explain it to me if like I was three.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so that was a cool element because of the rolling of the dice. If you it was a risk and reward kind of thing because if you get these two exclamation points, then the third one you could kind of make whatever you wanted, and same
hmm
thing for the fourth one. But if you didn't, then you might get nothing, and that's kind of ultimately what stumped me in the end, and I think helped you a lot.
hmm
Was that I kept having bad rolls. But yeah, no, that was a cool element to the game that I thought was interesting.
Yeah. And then I was Gigazor. And for every two exclamations I rolled, I could pull either the destruction track or the fame popularity track closer to me, which was fine. But again, it just came down to fisticuffs, which is the biggest problem that I have with King of Tokyo always, where it's like
Mhm,
I love the elements of the cards and these other options that you have, but at the end of the day, it just comes down to just beating the hell out of each other. And
mhm,
one of the things I actually like about this one is it has cards just like any other one, and the cards are pretty much the same, where it'll just be like discard this card to gain 3 health immediately, take another turn after this one, pull the destruction track towards you and damage the other person like 3. So it's just they're fine cards. They do what they need to do. But in the original King of Tokyo, no one buys them. Like I've never played a
yeah,
game of King of
no.
Tokyo where people are like, "Ooh, I'm gonna roll for energy." It's like, no, you're rolling for fist to beat the other person up, or you're healing.
Mhm,
One of the things that they changed a rule in this that I might homebrew into regular King of Tokyo is if you don't buy a card, you gain an energy cube.
mhm.
So you're guaranteed to get an
Which I
energy
was
cube.
doing.
Yeah, like I like that you're guaranteed
Yeah,
an energy
exactly.
cube no matter what. So even if you have a bad roll, you're getting energy to make it like
Mhm.
more
Yeah.
accessible to buy cards.
Mhm.
So I definitely think that's going to be like a homebrew King of Tokyo rule forever, even though King of
I like
Tokyo
that.
never comes
So
out.
you're just getting some. You're getting some. Yeah, I know. No, I don't
Yeah.
remember the last time we played it, but at least you're getting something.
Yeah.
Even if you have a bad roll.
Yeah. And then the other thing with the card, they added these little tokens called like buzz tokens. I think we've only used one or two because again, we weren't buying the cards. So on some of the cards, it'll
Yeah.
have like this little like emoji of the monsters that you're kind of playing as if you were like texting and had the emoji of them. And what that is you look in the box and you take that emoji token kind of out, and then you put it on the track somewhere, and it adds like an extra power
Yeah.
if the things move over them. It was honestly fine. Like I said, I think we
Yeah.
did it twice, and it was just like I think I put it on my side. If the thing went over, I did a damaged RP. Like it wasn't anything like game breaking. It wasn't anything like
Yeah, it was just something that kind of
interesting.
kept the turns going though.
Yeah, I guess it's just more incentive to buy the cards. I don't know. Like it was
Yeah.
just it seemed like such an afterthought. Like they were like, we need something else in this game. Well, what
Let's
about
do
these?
this. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was just kind of like there. What was your kind of general impression of this game?
I thought it was first off, what's the price point on this?
Ooh, that's right. I didn't give the stats. Oof, it has been a while. So let me give the stats of the game. Let me rewind. All right, King of Tokyo Duel. It's brand new. Came out 2024. Two players, obviously. Ages 8 and up. Plays for 20 minutes. Designed by Richard Garfield, the great Magic Gathering fame. The artist is Quentin. I'm gonna butcher the name. Regnes, Regnes.
Quit Quentin Beck.
Yeah, Quentin Beck. Publishers Aiello. It's a dice rolling tug of war game. MSRPs for around $25. So does that
Okay.
affect how you feel about this game?
Yes, because there's a lot of games you could get for $25 that I would say I enjoyed more. I'm not going to poo-poo this game. Like I have been a little bit more negative of late. I will say there hasn't been too much that we've played that's blown me away lately.
Hmm.
But given the fact that this is an offshoot of a game, feels original, doesn't feel like the other one. I think it was pretty good. Like I said, I didn't love it. I enjoyed it. I think it's a taking the King of Tokyo elements that we kind of like and putting them into a new two-player version.
Hmm.
I enjoyed. Components are all great. Art was cool, and it felt very thought out. So for that, I think I liked it. I thought it was
Hmm.
good, and I would recommend it.
Okay. Um,
Price point's high though. Price point's high.
25 is not awful for what you get.
I
I
guess.
concur with everything you kind of say. I think production is, I think, fantastic. It's all to scale. We'll talk about kind of when we do our breakdown of everything. But I always love the artwork of King of Tokyo. I love the presentation of everything. I like the board, how like one half is destroyed and one half looks like flashy. There's like camera lights going off because it's your
Yeah,
fame and popularity. I love the instruction manual. It like looks like
like a
an old
comic
school like
book.
comic book. It has like the 10 cents at the top, like it's a
Yeah,
comic book. The instruction manual for this game is fantastic, by the way. Like I don't really give kudos to that too much, but it's like maybe 8 pages,
yeah.
breaks
I
everything
remember.
down.
Yeah,
Nothing.
when we
Yeah.
played, you called that out. You were like, "This is really a great manual. You're like,
Yeah,
it's
that's
so
something I got to
easy."
start calling out more because I went, oh, okay, boom, 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 and now I know how to play. I mean, I have
Yeah,
the King of Tokyo basics down, but like all those little new things, I was able to kind of just look at and be like, oh, okay, that's what it is.
yeah,
But overall, I'm not blown away by this game. I think it's fine. I think
yeah,
it makes King of Tokyo and turns it like a filler game, which is good because this was realistically like 15 minutes to play.
yeah. Which
Even
is
with
good.
yeah. Yeah, it's I mean that's what I mean. It's fine. It's a nice filler game. It's not I don't think it's anything revolutionary. I don't think it's changing the landscape of board gaming. It's King of Tokyo, taking it two player because the original King of Tokyo is not a good two-player game. Like I think it's
Yeah.
just it's a lateral move. Like it's
Okay,
not
that's
really
fair.
changing much.
That's fair. Yeah, like, I wasn't blown away by it. I liked it.
Hmm.
But like I said, I feel like I have been on really negative of late, given so I wanted to be a little bit more positive and I like the original game. I like this company.
Yeah,
So
I'm a huge fan of King of Tokyo. It's one of my first games I've ever played, like in this landscape of board gaming. It's one of the first games I ever bought. I remember the girl I was dating at the time with the under $20 is
It's
free
free.
motto. When I bought this, I went to the game store in Willow Grove, I believe, and I forget what the original MSRP of like this was. It was like 40 maybe King of Tokyo. She was
Yeah.
like $40 for a board game. And even I was
It
like, yeah, that's a lot. But
is a lot.
little did I know what I
Yeah,
was getting into.
look at you now.
Yeah. So let's break down how we usually break down games. Theme. So what do you like the theme of King of Tokyo with the kaijus and the monsters?
Yes, I think it's
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, I think the one thing I would have liked is, and it probably means nothing to you, new kaijus. These are all the same monsters from the original. I would have maybe
Yeah,
liked some different
yeah.
characters, but again,
Give us
that's
a
nitpicky.
no, but kind of like when they do like the horrifying games. Like we find it very cool when they use the new
Hmm.
kind of monsters. It's fun.
Yeah.
So I'm with you on that.
Yeah, but I like the theme. I like the idea of it being,
Or maybe like two recycled ones and then four new ones or something like
yeah,
that.
like use Gigazor and the Kong ripoff, but yeah, change the rest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I like the theme of these these monsters where it's like people either love them or hate them.
Hmm.
Like even the
Yeah.
card art kind of reflects that, where it's like some of them are like people looking cheering on the monster, and some it's just like they're getting eaten. Like I like that chaos of it. Um, Artwork and aesthetics of the game we talked about. I think this artwork is like some of the best in this line of King of Tokyo. Like I said, the card art is funny, it's fun, it's vibrant, it's very cartoony. It's not
Yeah.
taking itself serious because it's not a serious theme or
Hmm.
game.
Yeah, definitely.
Replay value.
I think, yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't say through the roof, but I mean, there's multiple characters. They're quick games. Like that's
Hmm.
kind of what you want from this.
Yeah, I think this has high replayability. I think like you said, with the different characters having variability of powers, and then yeah, the games being so quick and having so many cards. Like I said, I think between the games we played, we've probably seen like 8 cards, and there's
There's so
easily like
many.
50 cards in the
Yeah,
stack. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't turn down this game if you were like, hey, like let's play King of Tokyo real quick, like as a filler, and then we could
yeah,
run 2 games of it. I'd be fine with it.
yeah, definitely.
Um, Ease of play.
Yep,
You're
pretty
the
easy.
you're the novice
Uh,
here.
yeah, it took me a little bit, but also it was the end of the day. Football was
Hmm.
on. Like a couple other external factors.
Hmm.
But yeah, I thought it was once I understood it, it was very easy.
Yeah, if you know how to play Yahtzee,
Yeah, it's
like you know
basically
how to
what it
play this
was.
game. Roll the dice, look at the symbols. What do the symbols mean? Do you have that many
Yeah,
symbols that you
it
need?
was just my special that was tripping me up.
Yeah, and you were like, yeah, it wasn't. It was that, and it is
The vi-
confusing to move the
like
markers.
that was very confusing to
Yeah,
me. How like I kept moving it incorrectly, and you were like, "No, you can only move it once." And I
yeah.
was
You
like,
have you have to roll 3 of like the symbol that you want. Like you were rolling, I think, like 3 of the destruction chaos ones, and you're trying to move a 3 or move like I think at one point you're trying to move both of them at the same time.
"Yes."
And I was
I
just
think
like,
what
yeah,
is it? You have to move. You have to roll two to move it once, and then you can move it.
you need to roll
Something.
3 to move it once.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I thought you had two to move it
Yeah.
one, and then each additional one was additional
And
space.
then each additional one
That
is
I did not like.
1.
I
Yeah.
did not like that.
Yeah, it was a bit wonky. I think
Hmm.
it could have been a little better, but I don't know how.
Yeah, especially with the amount of dice you have.
Yeah. And then luck is strategy. This is a luck game always. And it's chaotic, good. Like
Yeah,
luck. Like it's not a bad luck game.
yeah, definitely.
Minimal strategy. You can kind of plan with the cards, but this is just one of those games where you're like, I don't it's chaos and
It's
that's
meant to
part of
be.
the fun, yeah.
Yeah.
So overall, I think King of Tokyo Duel is an extremely fine game, which is
Now, as we're heading into the holiday,
mm,
we typically do some stocking stuffers, and this is like a smaller game. Would you consider this a stocking stuffer, and would you recommend it as a stocking stuffer?
mm. So I think the box is slightly
Too big.
larger.
All right, fine. For this occasion, there's a large stocking.
Um, yes, I think this would be a good like stocking stuffer gateway game that like you kind of get somebody that like I think this is a good like you're not super into games type of game because it
Okay.
is essentially Yahtzee.
Hmm.
But if I like someone more, I would get them Dice Throne,
Fair enough.
which
Fair
is
enough.
truly Battle Yahtzee
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
almost the same price. 30 is
And a better game.
yeah. They're different. Like I don't want to compare and say that like
They're completely
but
different. They just involve rolling dice to attack.
yeah, but because they use the same Yahtzee mechanic,
Yes.
that's how
Yes.
they're similar. But yeah,
Yes.
if I were to love somebody more, I would get them the Krampus versus Santa.
So I
And
should
that one I
expect
think is a little slim. It could fit into a stocking a little
it
bit
could
better
it
than this.
could. So
Yeah.
I should expect that in my stocking this year.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have that one.
Nope.
Um,
That's what
but
the X-Men.
but yeah, that was a good question because the holidays are coming up and I do like to do my stocking stuffers. But I think this is a good gateway game. I think this is a good game that you could get somebody, but I don't know. It's hard to say. Like I said, I would rather get somebody the original King of Tokyo than get this. I think
Yes.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to put this game. It was just fine. Like it's just kind of like, there it is.
But what are you gonna do with it?
Oh, this is probably gone from my collection.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
I don't think this is gonna stick around. I think I'll probably re-gift this to my nephew actually. I was thinking about him.
Oh,
I think he'll
okay.
enjoy it, but only because I have similar games that I would rather
So
play more.
so it's funny you mentioned the dice throne,
Hmm.
and then I made me think like speaking of holiday gifts, maybe the X-Men one would be a great gift, but it's
Hmm.
it's still not out
It's
yet.
still not out. Yeah.
I don't know when it's coming.
Maybe a PAX. Maybe it'll be
Maybe,
there. Speaking of
maybe.
PAX, our next episode, looking at our docket, would probably be our PAX 2024 discussion. So,
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to be at PAX this year, PAX Unplugged in Philly, we will be there on Saturday, December 7th,
Sixth,
7th or 6th, 6th, 7th,
seventh.
7th. I think it's a Saturday.
Yes, the seventh.
Yeah. So we will be there Saturday, December 7th. Um, kind of cruising around. We don't really have like a booth to hang out at or anything. We'll just literally be walking around. So if you see us, grab us, shake me, yell at me, whatever you need to do, or ignore me and walk by. That's perfectly fine as well.
Or ask for a business card.
Or as for business cards, right? Business cards on the way. We're doing it big this year. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so be on the lookout for us there if you're going to Hacks Unplugged in Philly, or stay tuned for our episode. That should be our next one. And then we have a giant 100-ish episode coming out
Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. What
sometime
is
in
that?
January. So
Okay. Okay.
I keep saying, yeah, we're our 100th
Yeah,
episode.
you're like our 100th episode's right around the corner, and it's
It's
like
coming up.
15 episodes away.
So I tried to figure out, I took out solo episodes. I took
Oh well,
out our
gotta
matinee Mondays, and I'm going to have a pure
okay. Pure.
RP and Brian 100-ish episode. So be on the lookout for that some point in January or
Okay.
in the future.
Maybe March. Yeah, who
Maybe
knows?
March, maybe April. At some point,
Well,
we're gonna hit
I mean, you thought we were
we're
at a,
probably past 100 episodes, but we'll
you
get there
thought we were at
eventually.
our 4-year anniversary, or we were on our
I
third. Like
did.
so.
I was like, oh, our 4-year anniversary's coming up. You were like, yeah, cool, cool, cool. Wait, what? It was. I feel like we've been
Time
doing this
flies.
forever.
And it has, and every
Hmm.
time we do an episode, you go, or we're done.
Yeah, we're the last one. You never know.
You
One
know,
day
you
you
never
might not
know.
hear us anymore.
The 100th episode might be our next, and might
Yeah,
be our last. You never
that's the
know.
sign off. But I hope not. I hope 100 more episodes. I hope 1,000 more packs unplugged
Yes, forever and ever, baby.
forever and ever. But thank
When is this
you.
episode dropping officially? This coming Monday?
Friday. I think we'll put it Friday.
This Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since it is the week before Thanksgiving, I hope everybody has thank a wonderful Thanksgiving. And I am thankful for my co-host, Brian, and all of you listeners. And yeah, I hope you all have a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, safe especially, for sure. I'm thankful for all the listeners as well. Not RP as much because,
I've been
but
absent by medical
yeah,
problems.
but I'm thankful for Mike, and I'm thankful for Aaron, and I'm thankful for Jerry, who hasn't been on
Jerry, yeah,
forever,
I was
but
just gonna say
Jerry.
Jerry. Yeah, shout out
But no,
Jerry.
thank you for listening. It always means a lot when I see our listener uptick, or I see
Absolutely,
people comment on Instagram, or I see reviews getting left. Like it
it's
really is a
awesome.
big deal. And obviously, thankful for you, RP. Love
Oh,
you.
Mike, thanks, buddy. Love you too.
This has been an amazing adventure, as this is our last
This is our
episode.
last episode.
But yeah, definitely have a safe holiday.
And Black Friday, check out those deals, those board games, and check out the Redbubble and the T Public store. They're always
Mhm.
running deals on Black Friday. Get some Get With Gamers
we
merch
we
for them
updated our
stocking
logo. We
stuffers.
fixed it. We
I gotta do
fixed the
that.
logo.
I got.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
we did.
yeah,
We fixed the logo. Yeah,
go to your
get it out there.
friendly local game store,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Amazon and Target, and buy lots of
it's
games.
support Barnes and Nobles, all them.
Yep. Alrighty.
But
Well, thank you,
thank you
everyone,
all. We love
and
you.
see you
Gobble
soon.
gobble.
Ta ta for now.
Ta ta. A succulent turkey meal.